You can watch Walt Wednesday live on Twitch every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Visit www.elevatestreams.com for more.
Hello, Happy New Year. It's not talking. Brmibe.
Alright, sorry,
Brmibe.
Discord's not working for me right now. Just a little bit of technical difficulties.
Uh-oh. Happy New Year. What is your New Year I don't talk. I'm just done. I'm done with everything.
Can't
Fine.
talk already.
Already. We haven't even started
Beginning
yet.
of the year and you already can't talk.
I'll try
At
again
least last
next
year it
year.
took you most of the year.
Well, I know, right? I'll try again next year. So, did you get
To learn how
everything
to
figured out?
speak.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess. I think my connection's working now. I'm not 100%.
You don't make resolutions? I know. I know you don't. Because you're weird. And that's okay. We like weird around here.
Yeah, I don't really make resolutions either. I don't follow them, so why bother sticking to them?
True. I don't follow them either. I'm supposed to be kinder this year.
And you already broke that.
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe you're kinder than you were last year, just not as kind
Yes.
as you could be
There we
yet.
go. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the lovely, amazing, your favorite Disney talk show, Walt Wednesday. Start your new year off right with us. It's going to be magical. Today we are doing the Disney movie Bambi, and you're just going to learn about a little bitty deer and his little struggles in the forest. I hope you're all ready for that. And we also cover Disney news and Disney history. We go over how Disney got their ideas for the Disney movies. We also tell you about upcoming events and anything else that you may or may not need to know. We will tell you about the upcoming Disney movies also, and then we will ask you some questions with Disney trivia. So, let's start off. Brmibe over here will let you know about what's going on in the Disney news world because I don't like news. That's his job.
All right, so first, something that I believe was announced today is that the Lizzie McGuire, I think it was a TV show, is
It
officially
was.
getting a reboot on Disney Plus.
It.
It's only just been announced, so I didn't really find too much on it, other than they released like an announcement trailer. Uh, WandaVision, the Disney Plus series following Wanda Maximoff and Vision from Marvel's Avengers, got announced as to being moved up to the release of 2020 instead of 2021. Everybody right now is, of course, astounded with this 2020 vision.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. I
I
make
can
that
sense the
joke
glare
all
already.
day. Just.
uh, Disney World's Magic Kingdom had to turn away people last night for the fireworks for New Year's because it was so crowded that they couldn't fit any more people in there. And the people that were already in there, they had expected such a big crowd that they were telling them, don't expect to be able to leave before the park opens practically. Like, they didn't expect people to get out for a few hours
That's
after they were
crazy.
done.
That's insane.
And some people weren't too happy about that, despite being warned going into it.
Like, I mean, you
Uh,
were told, people.
yeah, there's not really too much surprise to it when they just up front say, "Oh, hey, by the way, we're expecting this to be completely packed, like person to person. So don't expect to get out of here until maybe 2, 4 hours after this is over."
I'll go
I mean,
sleep
if
on a
I got
park
that
bench.
warning,
Like,
no, I think that they had people posted around to make sure people kept moving and didn't stop unless they're like elderly or some form of, something that just stops you from being able to get around too easily. Uh,
I'd sleep on
there
a park
was
bench.
what?
I'd still sleep on a park bench.
Until they have like 5 people show up and carry you out.
Exactly. Then I wouldn't have to walk.
Okay, yeah, I see your point now. So we've got some Disney news today that might make you just sit there like, okay, I've never thought about this, but it's kind of obvious that this would happen. Disney made the most money in the box office in 2019, and no one else was even close. Which, considering they released 2 movies that both grossed like over $1 billion within the past year, then that's not really much of a shock. Avengers Endgame did achieve that. The new Star Wars movie, I don't actually know for sure if it has achieved it yet, or if it's just expected to achieve it before the time it goes out of theaters. I didn't find the exact amounts yet, just the opening weekend amount. Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, is one of the highest paid CEOs of 2019. I mean, again, kind of a obvious or predictable thing, just given everything that Disney has done in the past year. And Disney has had a huge stock gain in 2019 with the release of Disney Plus, all their new movies that they've released. It's something that maybe not everybody thinks about, but when hearing it, you're just kind of like, yeah, that doesn't really surprise me at all.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, you need to let me know so I know when to talk. My dude, I was waiting for more. I want more.
Well, that's still quite a bit of news
No, that
for
was
our usual news segment.
yeah. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, whenever we did Dumbo, there was like no news. Like, we came
Yeah,
back with a
and then,
bang.
well, I mean, I guess I could probably find more news throughout the week, but most of it's small
Meh.
stuff
It's
that isn't really that entertaining.
it's not relevant. It's not relevant.
Yeah, irrelevant.
Anyway, so we will move on to do on this day in Disney history. So on January 1st, back in history sometime, is what we will be talking about. So on this day in history, on January 1st in 1988, Ellis Disney, an Irish Canadian, and Flora Call, a German American, are got married in. I still can't pronounce that right. Akron, Florida. I guess. Is that how you pronounce it?
Akron. I don't know.
Acorn, whatever you want to call it.
Well, that's what Google wanted you to say it
That's
was.
what Google wants me to change it to, but that's incorrect. At a town in eastern Lake County, it will they will later move to Chicago, Illinois in 1890, and in 1901, Flora gave birth to her fourth son, Walter. Although no longer in existence, Akron was located just 40 miles due north, I can't talk, help me, where Walt Disney stands today.
I'd just like to point out it was 1888.
That's why I said
That
18. That's why I said
I heard
1888.
1988.
No, I said 1888.
All right, I heard 19, so I
But it's fine.
wanted to correct it if that was what I heard, or if that was what you'd said. Sorry.
But no, you're good. But let's move on to whatever Brmibe thinks he hears. But you know, it's fine. So we will move on to the book of Bambi. So the movie Bambi is based off this book called Bambi: A Life in the Woods. It was written by Felix Salten and illustrated by Richard Cowdery. The book was published in Germany in 1923. So the book follows a newborn fawn named Bambi, who was a son of the great prince. Bambi didn't know that he was the son of the great prince at the time, and he wouldn't know for quite a while. The only animal that witnessed Bambi's birth was a single magpie that wouldn't shut up about how hard it was to raise her own children. So she's probably like one of those little suburban moms. You know, it's fine. You do you. So Bambi's mother took Bambi out to the meadow to meet up with some of the other forest inhabitants, and all of them congratulated Bambi's mother on the fine young prince. But Bambi, help me, I can't talk. But Bambi is too young and innocent to know what being a little prince is. His first ever walk through the forest, he overhears two jays arguing and threatening each other with a slow, painful death. Now imagine being a sweet little innocent little deer hearing that. Like, why are they fighting, ma'am? He also witnesses a ferret killing a mouse, so he asks his mother if they would have to kill and eat a mouse too. She reassures him and says they'll never have to kill or be angry at anything, and Bambi seems relieved at the news. Okay, Brmibe, well, if you were Bambi and you were seeing all this go on, how would that make you feel?
I don't know, because, like, at this point, he's
a puppy baby. He's a newborn.
Yeah. I was gonna say...
He's a baby, like, baby.
If I was at the age of his...
I don't know.
If I was his age, that's the words. If I was his age, I honestly wouldn't be realizing what was going on because, you know, he's like, what, maybe a couple hours old, a couple days or something.
Probably like a week old at this point.
Yeah, so a week old, for us anyways, we wouldn't even think anything of it. It'd just be like, what's that like? What's that thing? What's that thing? What are these? And he's up and actually walking around, so like, I don't think that I could really compare myself to him. But I guess if I was in his hooves, yes, I know that. If I was in his hooves, I would probably react about the same as him.
I probably would too. Like, Mom, I really don't want to eat a mouse. Do I have to? I mean, I will if I have to, but please no.
If I'm being forced to, and it's the only way to survive, I guess I can, but like, or not to.
Right.
Mom, please don't make me kill it.
Please don't make me
Let me eat this
do
bug
it.
instead. I'll eat this grasshopper. I don't think it could talk to me. Or this cricket.
Don't eat Jiminy Cricket.
I don't know. Maybe he's tasty.
Maybe.
Have you ever tried talking cricket?
No. Anyway, but just before they get to a different meadow, Bambi's mother stopped him and warned him about the dangers of being out in the open. She also adds that if she ever tells him to run, that he should run to the thicket as fast as possible. If he sees her go down, he should just keep going. On a later trip to the meadow, Bambi was introduced to his Aunt Ina and her daughter Feline and her son Gobo. These three fawns get along great. They see a group of stags jumping and prancing majestically through the meadow. As time goes on, Bambi's mother starts getting less and less nurturing, as she did whenever he was younger. A lot of times when Bambi's tried to snuggle up with his mother, she would just push him away and tell him he's not a baby anymore. There's a reason for that. It turns out the next morning, she pretty much abandoned her Bambi. I can't talk. I want to say Blamby every time. But Bambi's mother and his Aunt Ina abandoned their children because it's mating season. So the stags are pretty much their booty call. So on one occasion, as Bambi was walking through the forest, crying for his mother, looking for her wherever, because he didn't know where she was, his father sees him and scolds him for not being able to stay on his own for a while. Now imagine being a scared little child and this big, huge, great deer comes up to you and just yells at you for not being able to stay on your on the own for a while. Like, how would that make you feel, Brmibe? Before you answer that, I want to say thank you for the 200 bits, Jazz0ejo. That's greatly appreciated.
That might just further scare
Kim.
Bambi.
Blamby, yeah.
Because, like, first time being left alone, and it's just like, I'll grow up and get over it.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'm not even warned that I'm going to be left alone, and you're just telling me, stop acting like a child when I am a child. Not even a year old yet, and you're telling me to grow up.
Yeah.
That'd be, I don't know, that might be a little too quick. Just a year old.
No, he's not even a year, because I'm pretty sure...
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have his antlers yet, and I'm pretty sure they get their antlers once they turn a year. Don't quote me. I didn't want to say it, but don't quote me. Because I'm not entirely sure on that. But eventually Bambi's mother returns and claims her son. But her sporadic absences continues throughout the summer. With it being mating season and with having all these deers around, it attracts hunters. So eventually, one of the stags gets shot and killed. What?
If I may interrupt,
Yes.
deer get their antlers at about 10 to 12 months old. Yes, I just looked it up.
So about a year. All right.
Yeah. So you were
I'm right.
pretty much right. So we can quote you.
Yeah. But during the winter months, all the deer start to huddle together for warmth and survival. We are introduced to a few new interesting characters to join the group of Bambi. To join the group of Bambi, his mother, Feline, Gobo, and Ina now are going to be joined by a younger doe named Marina, who thinks that one day the hunter will come and approach them and be friends. Yeah, because that's totally going to happen. We're also introduced to an older deer named Old Netla. This older doe is a little bit more cynical because she's been around the block a few times. She knows the ropes of the forest and how everything goes. And also, two young princes join the group named Rano and Karas. So Bambi has two brothers. It wasn't stated in the book, but that's what I pretty much assume. At this point, with all of them being huddled together and talking about the hunter and his third hand that produces thunder. Sorry, I'm like lost in the moment. I lost my place, but it's fine. When they realized that they were actually being approached from all sides, there was a big stampede and a mass shooting that that follows the realization. And Bambi sees his mother fall down, and some deer getting shot in the leg, and they die from bleeding out because they were frozen by shock. A group of birds get blasted from the sky because they were flying away in fright. While running away, Bambi comes across Gobo lying on the ground injured, and he was left behind because he was a weak fawn and couldn't keep up. In the wild, I guess if your fawn's too weak, you won't help them up, you'll just keep running. Which is really sad, and it's just how nature is. Just imagine sitting there talking about the hunter, and then all of a sudden, there's multiple hunters all around you.
Boom, shows up.
Boom, I'm there. It's like
the old expression, speak of the devil.
It's like Ty, whenever you say, I wonder where Ty is, and they shows up in your stream. That happens to me a lot. The survivors of the massacre eventually find each other and meet up. The group consisted of Bambi, Odnetla, Feline, Marina, Ina, Rano, and Karis. Bambi's mother was never seen again. Then when the deer go looking for Bambi's mother in Gobo, they only find footprints from the hunters and the dogs. As time goes on, old Netla finishes raising Bambi and watches over him for the next few months and watches him grow into a handsome young buck. By now it is mating season all over again, and Bambi has his eyes on the lovely Feline. First, he has to fight off two other bucks that are very interested in the same tail, and they are Rano and Karis. Bambi beats both of them, and he and Feline prance off to go chase the tail. So, what do you think of the whole situation so far, Brmibe? How do you think Bambi is mentally handling this?
I don't know, because, he seems to have kind of moved on at this point and not care too much that his mother's just disappeared. But I guess with everything else that goes on, it wouldn't really be much of a shocker for a deer to just be like, that's life, and go on with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he's probably, I guess at this point he's close to 2 years old.
Yes,
maybe.
Roughly. Probably.
And, I guess I'm kind of curious what the normal deer lifespan is, just to figure out what we would be in comparison to, get that mentality thing going. because I would imagine that at this point he'd be like the equivalent of maybe a 20-year-old or something.
Yeah, probably.
So I mean, for most people, if your parents were to pass away when you were like 10 or so, that would probably,
Have a very big impact on you forever.
yeah, and he just kind of,
He just brushes it off. I have Odette Lena.
yeah, I can live with this old lady, no big deal.
uh, but, alright. Let's continue on with the book. But having a female around is both a blessing and a curse. Because at one point, Bambi was walking right into a hunter that was impersonating Feline's call. Out of nowhere, his father intervenes and tells Bambi he should get his mind off the ladies and more on survival. Bambi takes his father's advice, and by the end of the mating season, Bambi pretty much lost all interest in Feline. But this is pretty common in the deal world. Instead of Bambi wants to hang out with his father and learn all about the survival tips and tricks that has kept his father alive for so long. So whenever Feline asks Bambi where he thinks all this is going, he pretty much gives her the finger guns and walks away like pew. Speaking of guns, let's take a second and talk about the hunter character. So the hunter is portrayed as this almighty evil presence that is just over the forest. Pretty much the character is portrayed as Satan or a very vengeful god. All interestingly enough, the animals only refer to the hunter by he or him, and it has a capital H, just like in the Bible, God is capitalized. So they pretty much think it's just an evil, godly presence. That is what the hunter is. Bambi also came face to face with the hunter and was terrified of this tall, slim figure with a pale face. All the deer agree with him. That's the way they see. All the deer agree that when they see the hunter, they freeze, even though they know they should run. They just freeze in fear. What's your take on how the book represents the hunter character, Brmibe?
I think that it goes a lot better with the vengeful god thing. Just because, depending on how in depth the deer would want to go with it, they could just see it as the hunter is there to take those of them who aren't behaving the way that this vengeful god wants them to. And so they just go about their lives, and then if he shows up, then they know they did something wrong. If he doesn't, then I guess they're doing whatever it is right. And most of the time they're going to end up being that they did something wrong.
Right. I like how your take on it is. I like that. A prime example on how the hunter can be so mean is when Bambi comes across another male deer that is just a little socially off. But when Bambi goes up to fight him, he realizes it's Feline's brother, Gobo. Apparently, the hunter who shot Gobo felt bad about hurting a fawn, took him home, nursed him back to health, and released him back into the wild. That sounds really sweet, right? But you want to know the twisted turn? The hunter, Gobo's old master, was walking through the forest, and Gobo goes up to pretty much say hi because he thinks everything is cool. Then Gobo gets shot and killed by his master. So that's just a little forked up, don't you say? That's what I think. Um, another.
I mean,
Well, go ahead.
that particular hunter may not have realized that Gobo was the same one, or maybe just didn't care because, a deer is a deer. He just made it super easy for him.
Right.
But, at least the guy had the heart not to kill a fawn.
I'm over here looking at the comments, and Zazaboo says he's Thumper. Actually, I didn't put really Thumper in here. He's not a big character. Thumper and Flower aren't really a big character in like the book. That's what Feline and Gobo were. They were the two friendlies. Friend Hare would be what Thumper would have been, but there wasn't really much of him other than him congratulating Bambi's mother. Just wanted to throw that little out there. I didn't see him as very important to put him into the summary of the book. So he wasn't important enough to me. Rip.
He's not important. Don't worry about him. Just ignore his existence.
Another pretty vicious scenario happened when Bambi and his father were hiding from this dog that was chasing a pop fox. The dog eventually catches and kills the fox. The forest starts shaming the dog for betraying his cousin. The dog then says he is all powerful, and whoever walks with him, will be all powerful too. Pretty much, the dog was trying to get whoever was gullible enough to follow him to go to the hunter, so the hunter can shoot and kill them. But none of the deal were gullible enough. Pretty much, they just chased the dog off. At this point, Bambi and his father have grown closer and closer. It's not the ideal father-son relationship, but Bambi's father did share some of his super secret survival tips with Bambi, such as using old trails that humans and animals rarely go on anymore, also living underneath a fallen tree trunk and stay hidden from view. Bambi learns the key to survival is to stay hidden, travel alone, and rely on only yourself. Later on, Bambi gets shot, and his father helps him by making him move into a big circle to throw the hunter and the dogs off their scent, and then has him recover in his den that is underneath an old tree trunk, hidden out of sight. When Bambi makes a full recovery, Bambi's father told him he had one last lesson that he wanted to teach his son, and leads him to a hunter's corpse with a hole in his neck. This teaches Bambi that the hunter is not all powerful like the rest of the animals in the forest believes, and that the all powerful presence is actually him, because he is the protector of the forest. After this conversation, his father tells Bambi it is time for him to go find a place to lay down and die. The great prince calls Bambi his son for the first time, tells him he loves him dearly. Get it? Dearly. And walks into the forest. This leaves Bambi to fill his father's role as the great prince. And as of then, Bambi adventures alone for pretty much the rest of the book. Some little time later, he comes across an aging feline, and then he hears these two little fawns crying for their mother, and they are implied to be Bambi's twin fawns. Pretty much he scolds the children that they should be able to be left alone for a little while, just like his father did to him, Bambi walks into the forest and the circle of life is completed. What did
Like
you...
father, like son.
Exactly. What did you guys think of the book? And what did you think of it, Brmibe?
First of all, I'd like to point out Zaz's comment about the Fox and the Hound, I'm assuming is what he's... Yeah, Fox and the Hound. I had that same thought whenever we got to that part.
What part? The dog
With
and the
the
fox?
dog attacking the fox in the forest.
Actually, no. It is not related at all. I looked into that as well. They're both not related. They're... No. No. Two separate stories. It would be really cool if they were connected, but two separate stories.
Yeah, it just makes you think of it, though.
Thank you, Jazz0ejo. You found my little thing for this week, didn't you? With little references of other movies. It's the circle of life. I love it. Yep.
She's too obsessed with Lion King. Okay. With how long it took for that I thought for a second that I got the wrong movie. I was like, wait, that is Lion King, right? Yeah, it's Lion King. Wait, no, she's still not saying anything. It must not be Lion King.
Oh,
Did
no.
I really screw up that bad?
Oh, no. But tell me what your thoughts of the whole book was, Brmibe.
Overall, not bad, you know? I kind of like... Really, I like all of it. I don't really have too much criticism for it, actually.
Whoa, Brmibe and no criticism? Does he have a fever?
Hang on. No, not today.
Well, I really like... What was your favorite part of the book? Anybody can answer this. What was your favorite part of the book?
Personally, I found it pretty humorous. I liked the end whenever, you know, I'm blinking. Whenever Bambi completed this circle of life, as you said.
Right.
And took over his father's position and just did the same thing his father did. Just like, I'll grow up. We don't need her.
Quit whining. And just walks away. Like, just stop it. So we can move on to trivia, actually. So, are you guys in the chats ready for the amazing trivia? Because I am. You like the evil hunter? Is it like Cruella de Vil? The devil? Still have to make fun of Brmibe for not making that connection.
Okay, I made the connection years ago whenever, like, I used to watch it more, but I didn't really think about it this time around.
Also, if you have any, like, viewer questions or anything, just tag Elevate Content, and then I will get to them whenever we get to viewer questions. Just throwing it out there. But now it's time for me to ask you questions. So, let's get down to business, shall we? Alright, this one is... The first question we have for you, we have 3 questions today, is what was the name of Merlin's wife in the movie Finding Nemo? Lordy, I can't. I'm
Speak in English.
I can't English. It's really hard. Like, start the new year and I just can't even talk. I forgot. Help.
Maybe you need to use that language app to learn English
Right.
instead of French.
Well, nobody in our lovely chat said anything.
Well,
No,
they said something.
Mrs. Nemo. No, that's not it. Her name is Coral because they lived in the coral reef. Like,
Actually, they live in an
I know. Anemone. Oh, right. This is a true or fourth. Oh my goodness. True or false question. So you have a 50-50 shot here. True or...
Shout out an answer.
Right. True or false. Jesse's mom... Jesse... Not Jesse's mom. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Do you want me to take over the questions?
No,
for you?
go away. No, I got this. Hang on. Jesse actually belonged to Andy's mom. True or false?
I love the little answers off to the side of, or the comments, not answers.
Right. Really? Nobody threw out a true or a false?
I think we've got a true from Tofu.
Well, that was after. Then that's fine. It's fine. But
and
yeah.
we've got a Stacy's mom from Zaz.
No, Zaz, no. Actually, it's not false. It is true. Jesse from the movie Toy Story 2, Jesse, that actually belonged to Emily, which Emily was Andy's mom. You didn't hear the question? I'm sorry, Ty. Here.
Well, maybe
okay.
this time.
Here's one. What old movie classic is Wally seen watching in the movie Wally? It's playing in my head right now, so it's fine. So if I'm just randomly dates. The answer.
Oh.
The Brave Little Toaster is not correct. And Zaz just says I saw a foot. Yeah, Chris is laying right there. But it was actually Hello Dolly. Was the movie, was the old classic playing. You never watched Wall-E? Go away, Ty. Go watch Wall-E. Get off Walt and go the Walt Wednesday and go watch Wall-E.
Well, I don't know about get off. And
I'm
go,
kidding. I'm kidding.
Do that afterwards.
Yeah, you can do it afterwards. Ty, come back. You're gonna miss the trailer. Oh well, it's fine. He's gone now. Okay, go watch it. Okay, that's good. But
Right, he left and watched it all within like
2
30
seconds.
seconds.
That was beautiful. That was amazing. Was it great? You watched it like 1,000 times fast, right?
Maybe not 1,000. Maybe only 999.
Probably. That's about right. Tofu has never watched Bambi, he says.
Tofu.
That's crazy.
You'll need to fix that. Get some Disney Plus. Go back and watch all of the movies that we've gone over so far.
Exactly. It's not hard. You can get a month for free.
I thought it was a week.
It's a month.
Because I only got a week free when I did it.
I got a month. Well, it's fine. But let's go and we will watch the Bambi trailer, because after this we are going to move on to the movie. That's incorrect. Wrong one. Okay, we're fine.
Walt Disney, the world's greatest storyteller, brings the world's greatest love story to the screen. Bambi. The story that proves that love can be loaded with laughs.
Well, what's the matter with them?
They're Twitter-pated.
Twitter-pated?
Yes. Nearly everybody gets Twitter-pated in the springtime.
It's not gonna happen to me.
Me neither.
It can happen to anybody. For example, you're walking along, minding your own business, when all of a sudden, you run smack into a pretty face. Woo-hoo! You begin to get weak in the knees. Your head's in a whirl. And then you feel light as a feather. And then you know what? You're knocked for a loop. And you completely lose your head.
Bambi. The story of a deer who learned that love means many things to many people. To his parents, it means courage and sacrifice.
It is man. We must go deep into the forest. Hurry.
To Bambi's mate, the lean, love is at once a tender and a terrifying thing.
Quick, Pauline, jump!
To Bambi himself, love comes to mean heroism and fearlessness. Here, surging out of the roaring forest, is the most powerful, gripping, romantic story ever brought to the screen by Walt Disney.
What did you think of that trailer, Brmibe? Since you like to do criticism and all.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's missing some of the most iconic scenes. It could have just like flashed them up there or something.
Well,
But
yeah,
Go ahead.
but I don't think Bambi is a, like, love movie. Like it tries to portray. So that's something that's off about the trailer with me. But, you know, it's fine.
yeah, that's true. But at the time period, it may have been seen as a love movie, and they could have seen it as maybe a lot of people were wanting one. So that was the closest
Possibly.
thing they could do.
Possibly, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I see that. I see it either way. But, I mean, it's a children's movie, so I think they could have let the fighting scene out of the trailer. I mean, some parents be all like, oh no, violence! Oh wait, that's just today's time. Never mind. Sorry, not trying
I mean,
to throw anything off.
At the time that this came out, wasn't Tom and Jerry popular? So
When did Tom and Jerry come out?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
I'm just throwing
Movie-
it out there that
This
Tom
movie,
and Jerry is a thing that people enjoyed.
The movie
So
came
I don't know
out.
if you could say Bambi is too violent.
No, true. You know, it's fine though. But let's move on to the movie. The movie was released on August 21st in 1942. Just to throw that out there. So, like, a little over a year later from Pinocchio. Pretty sure it's the fourth animated movie, because Fantasia was, not Fantasia, what was that one? Was it Fantasia?
I have no idea, to be honest.
The third one?
Which one you're trying to talk about?
The one with all the magic and the music and there's no words.
Oh, I think
Might be
so.
Fantasia.
I never saw Fantasia, to be honest.
I watched 5 minutes and said, no, I'm done. I said I can't do an episode on Walt on Fantasia. I still feel like Fantasia's wrong. But, you know, it's fine. Don't quote me. Anyways, Brmibe. Don't quote me. Brmibe is going to tell you about the movie.
Alright. So, the movie tells the story of Bambi. You know, the movie's name. The son of the oldest, wisest deer that has ever lived in the forest, called the Great Prince. We follow Bambi as he learns about life in the wild, how to walk, as he learns what he can eat, and play with his friends Thumper and Flower. As shown in the trailer, and as many people probably already know, Thumper is a rabbit, and Flower is a white striped skunk. The name's a little ironic on that one, don't you think?
Yeah.
Along with learning different techniques to survive in the wild. Like most children, Bambi is very attached to his mother and gains his wisdom by asking her questions and her correcting his mistakes. She also introduces Bambi to a friend of hers and her friend's fawn, Feline. They seem to like each other, and it doesn't take Bambi long at all to realize how dangerous the forest can be, because one day, as he is traveling through the meadow with his mother, they got shot at by a hunter and flee for safety with the help of the Great Prince. We then fast forward a few months, and we see Bambi during his first winter, where he learns how the forest changes during this time from his bestie Thumper. The good times that they have ice skating and playing in the snow don't last long, though, as the hunter makes his way there back to the wildlands. As Bambi and his mom are looking for food, his mother is shot and killed. At this point, the Great Prince, Bambi's father, steps up and takes Bambi under his wing, or maybe under his hoof.
Right.
He shows Bambi all the strategies he used to survive in the wild for so long. When Bambi returns next spring, he is turned into a young buck and is ready to find a mate. Who better than Feline? After
Right?
having a big fight... Sorry, what?
I said, right? Who better than Feline?
Somebody that he's already been interested in.
Exactly.
Possibly. Yeah, that's all I've really got for arguing for her case. You may not know too many other females either.
Right. You may not. Might not know many other tales.
So he has a big fight with another deer named Rono?
Rano. That's...
Rono. I always forget how to pronounce that. Bambi earned the right to Feline's affection. The next morning, Bambi wakes up to the smell of smoke and finds that the hunter's campfire is out of control. Bambi then starts to flee with his father, but realizes he left Feline behind and goes back to find her. Bambi showed up just in time to save her from the hunter's dogs. He doesn't walk away unscathed, though. As he was fleeing the dogs, he is shot in the shoulder. Luckily, though, his father, the prince, found him just before the fire could reach him, and leads Bambi to safety, with Feline and the rest of the animals with them. The following spring, Feline gives birth to a set of twins, and Bambi takes over his father's place as the Great Prince of the Forest. What are your thoughts, Jazz? in the comparison of the movie in general first?
Well, of the movie in general, it's a really cute little movie. Whenever you're watching it, now if you compare both of them, there's morals pretty much to both of them, and both of them are really good to show it. Show them, show. But to be honest, I like the book better. I know, I'm a teacher now. Help. But I like how more in depth the book goes on how life is in a forest, instead of covering it up with cute little things like it does in the movie. There's actually a sequel to Bambi, Bambi 2, where you see how his father raises his little baby. That one's actually, I think it's better than the real one, than the original Bambi. But you know what I like to do is watch it until until Bambi's mom dies, then go watch the second one, and then continue with the rest of the first one.
Yeah, that would make sense chronologically.
Exactly, and it works.
So you've done this before?
Like 12 times. But it's fine.
12 times. Why 12? Why would you watch 2 movies 12 times each? Minimum 12 times, I'm guessing.
I mean, because, like, you know what movie do I want to watch today? I'm going to watch Bambi. And then I get to that part. It's just a habit now. I just pause it and start. It's just how I am.
I don't think I've watched any movies even ones that I like that much. Like, even with Harry Potter, it has marathons on all the time, and so does Star Wars. I still probably haven't watched any of those movies even 10 times.
I'm sorry that you're not like me. I'm sorry.
Somebody's got to pick on you since your resolution.
Be kinder. I'm taking it off.
Someone's got to pick it up for you.
Ah, man. But it's absolutely fine. So next we're going to talk about the cast of Bambi. Oh, wait. What were your thoughts for my comparison?
I'm probably going to have to agree with you that the book is better just because it, like you said, shows what the father taught him and everything. And I think that I don't have the patience to switch between 2 movies like some people here. So I would prefer the book in that. You know, maybe I will tomorrow.
Good. Or you can just come over. Make me do all the hard work. Or I could just
try it tomorrow.
Or that works too. But you know, it's fine. Now let's move on to the casting. I know this is different than what I normally do, but because Bambi and Feline and a lot of other characters had multiple people to portray them or be them or cast it as them, it just was easier to give you a picture of just that, of the character we were talking about. And it was also hard to find pictures of these actors and actresses. I don't know why. It was just pretty hard. Or any good pictures anyway. But who Bambi was? Baby Bambi was voiced by Bobby Stewart. Young Bambi was voiced by Donnie. I can't pronounce that last name. So, Dunnigan, I guess. And Adolescent Bambi was voiced by Hardy Albright, and young adult Bambi was voiced by John Sutherland.
That was too many people just for one character.
Yeah.
I understand it's different stages of life, but
That's too
just
much.
throw your
confusing.
voice or something. Just hire two people and have them throw their voices.
Right? Voice said it. Oh wait, they didn't have that then.
I mean,
No
I
auto
can throw my
tune.
voice to try and be higher or lower to sound like a child or an adult based on what was needed.
Exactly.
So they could have tried it too.
They could have, but they didn't. Now Thumper. Thumper is the rabbit, Bambi's friend. So young Thumper was voiced by young Thumper was voiced by Peter Penn, I guess is how you pronounce that. Adolescent Thumper was voiced by Tim Davis, and young adult Thumper was voiced by Sam Edwards. Oopsie. Now we'll move on to Bambi's mother. Bambi's mother was voiced by just one person. She was voiced by Paula Winslow. I feel like I've heard that name before.
A few of these people's names sound kind of familiar to me.
Now we'll move on to You Can Call Me Flower If You Want To. Flower, a striped skunk, and another friend of Bambi's. Young Flower was voiced by Stan Alexander. Adolescent Flower was voiced also by Tim Davis. Really? That's neat. I didn't notice that before. Hang on. Realizations.
And you complained to me for not knowing DeVille.
DeVille. Sorry, I had a realization there. I'm trying to think if I did a mix-up or something. Hopefully I didn't. But young adult Flower was voiced by Sterling Holloway. Then we have the amazing friend Owl, who was voiced by Will Wright. Is he always right, though?
Maybe he's sometimes left.
Maybe. Then we have the young and adorable Feline, the female deer who Bambi eventually falls in love with. Young Feline was voiced by Kimmy King, and young adult Feline was voiced by Anne Gillis. Then last but not least, we have the Great Prince of the Forest. He was voiced by Fred Shields. Those are all your lovely characters. Now we will move on to some of the upcoming events. Then we'll move on to the movies. Then we'll move on to lovely, lovely viewer questions. Brmibe, do you want to tell us about the upcoming events?
All right. So, on January 2nd,
Yeah, that's
you can see Storytime with Belle and special guest Mickey Mouse on ice. This will be located in Ontario, Canada, at the...
California.
Yeah, I just realized that. I don't know why I was thinking Canada. Ontario, California, at the Toyota Arena. I was thinking, wait a second, is there a Toyota Arena in Canada? Like, I don't know. Whenever I think of ice, I think of Canada because I think of ice hockey, which I also associate with Canada.
That was gold
So,
there, Brett. Quote that,
any day.
please. Somebody go quote it.
If you're in California or don't mind trying to get out there within under 24 hours, then you could go watch it.
Right, exactly. Oh, Lordy. Now we're going to move on to one of the upcoming Disney films. There actually isn't any really close Disney movies anytime soon. The closest Disney movie that comes out is Onward, and its release date is March 6th, 2020. So, let's go ahead and watch that, shall we?
In times of old, the world was full of wonder and magic. But times change.
I'm a mighty warrior!
Morning, Mom!
Hey, birthday boy!
By the laws of yore, I must dub thee a man today. Kneel before me.
That's okay.
I have a gift from your dad. He just said to give you this when you were both over 16.
No way! It's a wizard staff. Dad was a wizard.
What? Your dad was an accountant.
This spell brings him back. For one whole day, Dad will be back.
What? Back like back to life? That's not possible.
It is with this.
I'm gonna meet Dad.
Whoa, feet!
It's getting harder to hold!
Ah, he's just legs. I definitely remember Dad having a top part.
Oh, what did I do? Hi.
We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of him back.
Until then, ta-da!
Oh, that's great. Dad, you look just like I remember.
You got a problem, Shane?
If it's adventure you seek, you've come to the right tavern.
Oh, no. We might be out of gas.
But it says we have a full tank.
No, that doesn't work. Growth spell. We grow the can, and then the gas inside will grow with it. Elbows up.
I'm trying to focus here.
Focus.
Holy, forget it.
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're... Oh, no.
I really like that trailer. I want to go see that movie. It looks pretty good.
I'm really looking forward to this. It kind of gives me that, like, D&D vibe to it, just because of all the different stuff from it. And, like, the wizard and the... I'm not even sure what they are. Maybe orcs? Is that what they're supposed to be?
I think so, yeah. But, you know what? The adolescent, like, guy with the van, his Tom Holland's pretty much brother. It's me. Oh my god, oh my god, it worked! It's huge! The van is huge, and you're... Oh. Yeah. Yeah. That,
Yeah, you're,
That's... me. A little bit. But... what were your thoughts on it, Brmibe?
I think it's kind of funny how many movies now Tom Holland is in. Because,
Oh, yeah, I know.
they just had the Spy movie.
Spies in Disguise.
Yes, and he's in that, and now he's going to be in that animation.
And
it looks
he-
like his career is going to be taking off as a voice actor more than an actual actor.
I mean, he actually has an upcoming Spider-Man movie that's just it. So, I mean, the English actor, I think he's English. Yeah, he's moving up in the world. Remember he was
I don't
like,
know, can you really move up from Spider-Man?
no, he can only go to a different universe. Yeah, we're in the universe Spider-Man actually isn't in. Maybe. I don't know.
It is possible that the contracts limit the appearances. And it is funny how Robert Downey Jr., as soon as he's done with him and Chris Evans, as soon as they're both done with Marvel, they both immediately get into new movies that have nothing to do with Marvel.
You never know. Maybe he signed his contract being all like, I can do whatever I want, thanks. Like, ain't nobody stopping me. But...
which one do you mean?
Tom Holland.
Oh, no, I think that it's probably... Well, these are both Disney movies, of course, right? So...
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's why he would, be in them. Maybe they just limit it to you have to be in Disney movies because Chris Pratt was also in the Jurassic World series.
I don't know. There's lots of things. Maybe they found loopholes. You never know. But Tofu, thank you so much for the host. You are an amazing little tofu. Maybe. That's possible, Ty. That is very possible. Anyway, are there any viewer questions that associate with Bambi? Because we just watched the trailer of that has Tom Holland as a voice actor, and then we got into Marvel. Keep being fun. I'll try to be fun.
I didn't even follow that one.
You're shredded? Okay. You be shredded tofu.
He's shredded tofu.
It's fine. Fun and fine. It sounds closer to fun.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with her on that one.
Okay, so listen. Okay. Girl, is your name Bambi? Because girl, you're so fun. Like fun. I hear fun, not fine. Sorry, it just doesn't work. Rip.
Yeah. I'm gonna give that to her.
He says.
I mean, right now it's 2-1, Ty, so unless you can get someone else to agree with you, then I think that it's... I was about to say unanimous, but it wouldn't be unanimous.
Like, are there any questions? Boo, this man.
So, questions on Bambi? Anyone? Any of them Any questions?
On
Any
the
thoughts?
book. Any thoughts?
Thoughts, questions, concerns, answers that need to be given. What did my old math teacher used to say?
Yes, we go.
Thoughts, questions, concerns, worries. He had a whole list of little things that he'd do right at the end of the lesson before we'd all head out. He'd just be like, thoughts, questions, concerns, worries, something else, and something else. But I forgot the last two something else's.
I'm petting my dog. Don't mind me, chat. I have Lilo. Oh, Zaz did have a question. He asked us what we're doing next after this one, and the next one is Cinderella next week on the 8th. So, Cinderella. Yes. There's your answer. Yes.
Just yes, that's all.
You need to watch all Disney movies, even if you don't like them.
Yeah.
But Star Wars doesn't count.
Go in and watch all of the Disney movies we have, and we'll talk about. In other words, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, Zazabu also asked me earlier if Lion King is going to be next, and no, it is not. Lion King is actually not in this season. It might appear next season. I don't know.
Might.
What?
We need to, why not just make all of next season, like, all about Marvel or Star Wars? Why is Lion King so much better than Bambi?
I mean,
Jazz?
Lion King is the greatest Disney movie of all time. But you gotta, come on, you gotta give other movies a little bit of credit for putting a little effort in.
Alright, we don't need to compare Bambi to Lion King. Let's compare...
Because, well, let's think about it. Bambi is in a forest. Lion King is in Africa. 2 different sides of the world here.
Well, I don't know about sides of the world. Because one's like halfway down and the other's like at... I can't figure out where my map is. The forest could have been in Africa.
You don't know that.
I don't know about that.
There's jungles in Africa.
Yeah, but not forests.
There's savannas, but there's no savannas here.
I take it Tofu doesn't like Hamlet.
I'm sorry. But, whoa, that's long. Brmibe.
Alright, I'll read it out loud for you, Jazz. TIE Fighter X1 says, rainforests in Africa. Most of Africa's remaining rainforests are found in the Congo River Basin on the Atlantic Ocean side of the continent. The Congo rainforest is famous for its gorillas, chimpanzees, and elephants, as well as its native population of forest dwellers known as pygmies.
Okay, Ty, it's a rainforest.
Yeah, that doesn't include deer in it. It also doesn't mention rabbits or skunks. It wasn't raining that much in Bambi though, so it can't.
They only had like 2 rains in like 2 years. No wonder there was a forest fire.
Didn't it snow in Bambi?
Yes, it snowed.
Can it snow in Africa?
In the tundras, yes.
Oh. Shows my geological knowledge. I guess that would be geological knowledge.
Forest. That's exactly, yep, 4 S's. Good.
Well, Tofu, for your thoughts on the Hamlet thing, every Disney movie does come from some other idea at the point that we're looking at right now.
That's the whole point of Walt Wednesday. To give you the origin of the story of which it came. Well, hi, Ghost. Welcome, Ghost. We're literally at the end. You can go back and watch the VOD. We love you.
Or if you have any quick questions about Bambi that you want us to answer.
Yeah.
Such as, how old is Bambi when he dies, which we don't actually know, I don't think.
I don't know that.
I don't know. Can we do that one?
No.
Jazz? Since
hang
we're
on.
doing... Oh. Alright. I see where he's going with this.
I don't know. There's so many good... Like, all these movies I love that are coming up. Unless I make it one more extra week. So we could put Lion King in here. But I don't think. We'll just do Lion King next season. Like, I can't. Sorry, my contract's just there. Unless the lovely...
Did Lion King have an original book before it, like the others? That's Tofu's question.
Yes. Maybe.
So there was an actual Lion King book?
Well... I know there's a Lion... Well, okay. Yes, there was, because... somebody made... Yeah, there was, because... Yeah, there was. I know there was. Because I wanted to read it for so long, I just haven't gotten around to it. Because it tells you about how Mufasa and Scar grew up. I'm pretty sure. Why are we talking about Lion King then when this is all about Bambi?
Because... Yeah.
Anyways. Are you looking that up for my...
Yeah, I did look it up. There is one person, I can't actually confirm this for sure, but Lion King 1, according to a few different people, is based off of Hamlet. And Lion King 2 is based off of Romeo and Juliet.
How is it based off of Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I see it.
They didn't really go...
But I don't see it.
I mean... It all depends on how creative they want it to be when Disney released it, I guess.
Because... It doesn't make sense. It doesn't... it doesn't make sense. I'm trying to wrap my little brain around this. It doesn't make sense.
That's something you could try and do more.
I'll do more research on it, actually.
I was gonna say we could do research on it and have
What
that
if-
ready
Yeah.
for the Lion King episode of Walt Wednesday.
Whatever that may be. Next year, this year sometime later.
She said whenever, not if ever. So it is coming.
One day. Season 2. Could be in season 2. I really wanted to do season 2 on all the 2s, the second ones, or the remakes of movies. Because 2, you know. So it would make me have to do Lion King this season.
Alright, well, it doesn't seem like we have any more Bambi questions.
Alrighty. We will see you all. Wait.
Well,
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think remakes count as a sequel, though,
Right.
because they're redoing the original.
True. True. But, anyways, we will see you guys next Wednesday at 7 p.m. EST, covering your favorite Disney movies. Next week will be Cinderella. Cinderella. Now let's go raid Skyman. Adios, au revoir, whatever you want to say.
Goodbye.